everyone, it's Cindy and welcome back to the channel. I am very excited to be sharing with you today the fourth installment of my custom San Sequoia Anchor Point Wharf apartment build. And we are working on the fourth apartment in this build, which is for a single mom and her infant baby. I am imagining it's maybe a daughter, but of course that is completely up to you. As I said, this is for my custom Anchor Point Wharf apartment series, which I will put a link in the cards here. If you haven't already seen me do the original build and the first three apartments, you can finish watching this one and then go and watch those as well. And if you enjoy this series or any of these apartments, the shell of this build is currently available on the gallery. You can find it using my EAID or hashtag Hygge, which is HYGGEHAVEN. And just the shell is available at the moment, but then when I'm finished all 6 apartments, I will also upload a second version with all the completed apartments. So if you want to add this to your game, you are more than welcome to do so. So, as I said, this is an apartment for a single mom, and it is Mother's Day coming up this weekend at the time of this release. And she has an infant baby living in this apartment with her. I imagine that this mom is a kindergarten teacher. And so you'll see in this build, not only will I have some baby and infant paraphernalia just because of her own child, but you'll notice that I am going to also scatter around some artwork and other items that she's probably brought home from work from her students. And if you've watched any of my previous series, you may know that I have also been a teacher for many, many years. I've recently done a career change, but I am very familiar of what it's like to work as an elementary school teacher. So I wanted to model some of that in this apartment as well for a bit of fun. So I've talked through a lot of the layout and the kitchen already, but I really enjoyed the layout. When I first did the layout for this apartment, I realized that where I put the nursery is actually here in the kitchen area, and there wasn't going to be any window, and that seemed depressing. So I've moved some things around, and I'm actually really happy with how this layout has come out as a result of that. But because the mom is a kindergarten teacher and probably kind of young and vibrant, I wanted the apartment to reflect that personality. So you'll see that while I've used a lot of pastel colors, there are also lots of just color in general. As you can see with the plates and the mugs and everything here, just in the kitchen alone, there's a lot of color. And I used mugs that are not only colorful, but the ones that have like the hand painted designs on them, because again, as a teacher, you end up with a lot of mugs. I think being a teacher in Europe, not as many mugs as my North American colleagues would get. That's a very typical teacher gift. But, you know, students will often, of course, hand paint or handcraft gifts, and a hand painted mug is not without the realm of possibility. So I wanted to include that in the build. And you'll see even the bread box here, I've chosen this really cute hand painted version that maybe one of her students has painted and gifted her as a really cute kind of gift, and she keeps that in her kitchen as well as a little memento of past students and so forth. I was also really pleased with myself that I remembered to put a dishwasher in addition to a microwave. I reckon if you have an infant, you probably want to have both a dishwasher and a microwave so you can, you know, warm up bottles really quickly and easily, and all of the dishes and things like that that you're going to need to wash quickly. I do not personally in my real life own a dishwasher, so I often overlook it in my builds. It's just not something that I think about. So I was very pleased that I remembered to put that in. And I've also put in a little bit of baby items here in the kitchen as well. So those will be sprinkled throughout the apartment. And I don't know, when I was choosing wallpaper for the living room, I was really kind of struggling to decide what to use. And then I found this wallpaper, this beautiful peach one, which I realize is probably a little bit hard to recognize on camera here, but I don't think I have ever noticed this wallpaper in the game, and it's actually really, really nice. So I was super happy to find that, and clearly I need to use this wallpaper way more. So you might see that cropping up in some future builds. But the dining area is very simple. We've just got a small table with two chairs, and I've put a high chair in. If you want to use the high chair, great. If you want to get rid of it, absolutely. And I finally used the new standing piano. How adorable is that? And I have used, again, like a hand painted color swatch with the beautiful cherry blossoms, and I think that turned out really, really cute. So we're moving into the living room, and as you can see, I am auditioning some sofas here. I pulled out a whole bunch. I knew that I wanted to use this armchair from the Pastel Pop kit, and I forgot to pull it out before I started looking at armchairs, but in the end, we decided to go with this cute little turquoise one. I don't remember which pack this is from. It might be Nifty Knitting. There's several that kind of look all similar, but I really liked how that looked with the Pastel Pop armchair. And I'm also using this sideboard, the tiled sideboard from the Pastel Pop kit. So I think that looks really cute. I really haven't used that in a build since I made like a completely Pastel Pop themed apartment, but I think it's a really interesting piece. And we, of course, have the little infant activity mat in my favorite color swatch, which is the little piggies version, which also I think just goes with the whole color theme that we've got going on here super, super well. And you'll notice that on the piano, I've put that cute little handprint plate because I imagine that that is a little handprint from her daughter. So that's a cute little piece of paraphernalia. And here we've got some infant and toddler toys. Some of them are decorative, some are not, being sprinkled in. We've got the big unicorn stuffy as well. And this rug, I have always used the Distress default swatch of this rug, and I never remember that there are other swatches. But I actually took a look at took a look at them this time, and I love this swatch, and I have never used this before. So I am absolutely in love with this rug, and it goes so well with this wallpaper as well. So super chuffed about that. But I think the living room has turned out really cute. I even, yep, right here, am using the new suitcase shelves, and they're up like really high, so you're not going to bang your head on them. And again, a little bit more pastel pop coming in here with the little heart shelf. We've got some grab and go wet wipes here, so mom can just like grab those, stuff them in a bag when she's heading out with the baby. And of course, one of my favorite pieces of wall art here adding in. And of course, we need to get the apple clock from the teacher career. And again, here are some little bits of artwork from probably one of her students that she's just brought home from work and posted up in the kitchen. And of course, we need plants because I love plants and they are everywhere in my builds. So that is absolutely necessary. And then this really cute Art Deco light. And that is pretty much the living room done. Oh yeah, I put this salt lamp in as well because I love that and I don't use it nearly as much as I really would like to. And then just adjusting some clutter here. But we are going to move on very quickly to the nursery. I almost forgot to put a bin in the kitchen, but I did remember last minute. But this is the nursery, and we go for a really cute, like purple penguin theme, which I loved. I was considering using the shag carpeting from Pastel Pop, but in the end, I felt like it was a bit too much purple, so we've just gone with the wood. And this mission style crib, I like never use, but I think it worked really well in this particular room. So I'm really happy with that. And instead of a giant wardrobe, I just opted for these little tiered shelves, and I think that works really well. You'll notice that I actually use a lot of open shelves in this room because the floor space is rather limited. So I didn't want to put a whole bunch of large furniture objects on the floor and then not really have anything accessible for your Sims to be able to use. So putting things up on the wall kind of helped to solve that issue. And in fact, I don't have a toy box in this room because I was concerned that it would conflict with your Sims being able to use the changing table. So that's why you see here I am pulling out a whole bunch of little infant and toddler toys, and I'm just plonking them down on the shelf here on the wall instead because there is no toy box. But I think it works and it looks really cute. It adds to the decor of the room. And I love this little moonlight. And I also remembered to put in the No Nightmare Monster Under the Bed light, and of course this super cute little wall light as well. I also put the new potty in, so that's cool. And this mobile I love, but it is massive. But, popped it in there because, again, it's kind of new and cute. And we've got the new curtains, and I think these work really cute or really well, rather, in a nursery. But yeah, that's the nursery pretty much done. And we're going to move now into the master bedroom. Now, for the master bedroom, I wanted this to not only be Mom's bedroom, but also like a little workspace for her because for those of you who are not teachers, we don't stop work when we leave home. We work even when we are at home. Teachers work well into the night, long hours, you just don't see it. But we have workspaces, and our houses are cluttered with work stuff at home. And I wanted to represent that here as well. And I really like the colors that I ended up going with here. It started off with like the pink bedspread and the mint walls, but then I opted, when I found this rug, I was just like, oh my gosh, this rug is perfect. And I opted to change to the green bedspread, and I think it just works so well. And you can see here, I'm struggling to figure out how to fit a desk and a wardrobe and a chair into the remaining space and still have it all functional. And I really wanted to use that movie night pack wardrobe, but it was just too big. So I've used the smaller growing together wardrobe, and I think that still works really well. But I love, 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 love this new desk that came with growing together. I know it's really meant for children, but let me tell you, as an elementary school teacher or a former elementary school teacher, this is totally what primary school teachers' desks look like. Not only just the style, but the fact that there's scissors and pens and all kinds of clutter on it already. I've added in here like a little art project that she's probably be making as an example for students, and a little planner for lesson planning and post-its. And here we've got all kinds of little clutter that she's brought home that her students have made and given her. I even put some cards up on top of the wardrobe because I was forever having students draw pictures for me or pictures of me and giving me cards, and it's all adorable and cute. I mean, you can't keep it all. Of course, you tell the children that you've kept them all and you pretend to take them home, but eventually they got to go. But I have kept some things from my students. I have a few items that had particular significance or I thought turned out super cute, and I have those even today, and they are nice, fond memories. So I wanted to include that. And now we are on to the bathroom. I mean, the bathroom is very small and simple. It was a little tricky with the window placement, so I had to opt for this shower curtain tub. And I'm also going to be putting in very shortly a whole bunch of little toys next to the bathtub and some of the wall stickers that came with the bathroom clutter kit because, bath time with baby, those are kind of, things you're going to have in your bathroom. But I also really love how this mint and black and white tile turned out. And we've got some little black accents with the mirror and the sink and things like that. So I think it turned out really cute, even though it's a very basic kind of layout and all of that. It's nothing particularly spectacular, but I think it works. And here's the toys that I'm adding in. But that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed the video, a like is always much appreciated, and consider subscribing to the channel and click that bell to be notified. But like I said, if you enjoy this build, the shell is currently available on the gallery, and I will upload the final completed set once all 6 apartments are done. But that's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you with the screenshots. Have a lovely day.